you to the generous support of people who have provided this amazing office space for us to work out of. So, especially Jim Patel right there. So I've really been motivated by environmental issues and human rights, and since I can remember, I've seen an intersection of those two issues. You know, back in the day, I think a lot of people thought either you liked trees or you liked people, and I was like, no, that's not the case, like you don't have to pick. So I believe that when we work together and work united, all for one, one for all, that really makes us stronger. And I'm so happy to be surrounded by people in this room who feel the same way. Back when I was on the county board, when I first ran 10 years ago, I was the youngest woman elected eventually, but first, there was only one woman on the 18-member board at the time and only 3 Democrats. When I was elected, there were still only 3 Democrats, but we had a few more women. We now have a female and Democratic majority on the county board, which is amazing. Absolutely. But that's the thing. We cannot rest on our laurels and think, okay, Illinois is blue, the county is blue, because we saw from 2 cycles that, okay, we have 3 Democrats on an 18, all right, we're getting somewhere, and then it was down to 2, and then it was down to 1, before it surged back up. So we can't take for granted. The Midwest, Illinois is a blue oasis, but it didn't used to be that way. We used to be surrounded by a lot of people who also cared about labor rights, environmental rights, and having solid communities where families want to live and grow. And those rights have been stripped and those values have been diminished. So we really cannot assume, well, it'll never be us, we won't be next. We have to keep working, we have to stay vigilant. Speaking of which, in this district, so it has changed with redistricting, but my opponent has been a failed state senate candidate multiple times. So let's keep it that way. Even though he's been running in the area on and off, and we're both from the same town, it really only wasn't until recently that I saw him out in the community where I had always been as a county board member. I don't know where he was or what he was doing, but he really came across as an entitled bully. And I think there's enough of those at the federal level. We don't even, not even one at the state level. Politics is saturated with entitled bullies right now, and we have to do our part to make sure that District 24 is not that way. Personally, I also think it would be a pretty sweet victory that this was not supposed to be necessarily Democratic seat this year. I think it would be an awesome flex that with just 3-4 months of a campaign being slated, every other time I ran, I dedicated over a year to running. So it's been a little stressful to have the time frame, but I think it would make it really extra awesome in such a short time period to knock him out when he has been sleeping on this. It really is. It really could be a tortoise and hare situation. That really struck me, this idea that, wow, he's not even trying. When I heard that he was knocking doors with a candidate outside the district. He thinks he has it in the bag, and he's not even working in the district. Wow. What a waste of time, what a waste of energy. I know for myself, I'm out every day. My sister, my parents, and a ton of friends in this room, we're out on a daily basis. Yeah. We are working towards victory, not just for ourselves, but also we're partnering with the state state rep candidates, Azam and Jackie, who are here, and you're going to come up and say some words in a little bit. So, teamwork makes the dream work. We are working together at the doors. We're working together on some joint mail. We are really trying to help boost each other up because that's what Democrats do. Yeah. So at this point, every minute counts, every dollar counts, and if we all chip in a little bit of time, a little bit of money, we can ensure a victory for all. Thank you. So if Jackie and Azam want to come up and introduce themselves really quick, if you want to say some encouraging words and get the crowd fired up.
Thank you. I was not expecting an opportunity to speak tonight, so thank you so much, Lori. My name is Jackie Williamson. I'm running for state representative in District 47, which is south of here. And like Lori, I was also slated after the primary. So yes, we are in the sprint of our lives here. And we have been working, like Lori said, going door to door every single day. Unlike our opponents who really are taking for granted. I've raised more money in this campaign. She's taking it for granted, and we are going to knock this out of the park for Democrats this year. So, we are going to not take it for granted, and we are going to win this election.
Good evening, my name is Azam. I'm running for State Rep District 48, which is a little bit east of here from Hanover, all the way through Bloomingdale, Roselle, Medina, all the way to Elko Village. It's a pleasure to be here to support our wonderful candidate for State Senate and good friend, Lori Nowak. Support all the Democrats here, obviously, including Lori, myself, Jackie, and others who are running, not because we're only Democrats, because we also believe in the right thing to do, right? Yeah. Democrats, we support working people and working class people. Isn't that right? Yeah. We also believe in protecting the community and keeping it safe. We do not. And we also support law enforcement. Isn't that true? Yeah. Do not get into the wrong hands and wind up in my daughter's school, Lake Park, other places, like business like this place. We just had a school shooting in St. Louis. We don't want that to repeat here, do we? No. That's why you have to support Democrats. Why? Because the Republicans run for the hills as soon as you talk about any kind of gun control whatsoever. Finally, we want to bring jobs back to Illinois. Those same jobs that we sent overseas 2-3 decades ago. Why? So C-suite executives can make millions of dollars on stock options, get cheap labor. Well, guess what? People in China, Singapore, Korea, they don't want to work for $5 an hour while everybody else is making 15, 20. It's coming back. We have to start now and not wait. We protect everyone's fundamental rights. The first 10 Amendment Bill of Rights that we believe in, we all protect those, including our reproductive rights and women's right to choose. Isn't that true? You thought that, let me give you just one simple fact that shows you how far the Republicans had veered from reality and how extreme they've gotten. Roe v. Wade, which was overturned, nobody expected that to happen. It was decided on a 7-2 decision back in 1973. Of the 7 justices that decided this important decision for women's rights and reproductive rights, 5 were Republican. 3 by Eisenhower, 2 by Nixon. Nixon of all people, can you believe it? That's where the Republicans were. Now they're in La La Land, they're in outer space, I don't know where they are, but they're out of control. They cannot come here and take victory. I don't care how nice they come out, but it's important for you guys to come out and push every single Democrat, particularly Lori and everyone else. Finally, as you know, I'm running, my opponent was at the January 6th rally, the insurrection. What do we say? Boo! We can't have someone who's going to lead a democratic institution running for office. That's crazy, right? Yeah. All right, that's why you guys support me and Lori. All right, good night.